What if the ultimate luxury SUV in 2026 isn't the one that shouts the loudest or accelerates the fastest, but the one that quietly makes every single drive feel smooth, effortless, and just right? That's exactly the idea behind the 2026 Mercedes GLE E-Class, and today we're going to find out if it actually delivers on that promise. Welcome back to Drives. If you're looking for a premium SUV that blends comfort, technology, and real-world usability without going over the top, then you're in the right place, because this might be one of the choices in the segment. Let's start from the backside of the 2026 Mercedes GLE E-Class, because this is where many SUVs either overcomplicate things or lose their identity. But here, Mercedes keeps it clean, elegant, and confident. The slim LED tail lights stretch across just enough to give the SUV a wider and more planted stance, especially when you see it at night. There's no unnecessary clutter, no fake vents, no aggressive styling tricks. Everything feels intentional. The rear bumper integrates chrome accents and exhaust outlets in a way that looks natural, not forced. It's the kind of design that doesn't try to impress instantly, but grows on you over time. And here's something to think about. When you see an SUV from behind on the road, do you prefer something flashy that grabs attention immediately, or something subtle that looks expensive without trying too hard? Because the GLE clearly chooses the second approach. Now moving over to the left side, this is where the proportions really start to shine. The 2026 Mercedes GLE E-Class has a balanced stance. It's not overly tall, not too bulky, and not awkwardly shaped like some SUVs in this category. The body lines are smooth and controlled, giving it a refined and mature appearance. Compared to something like the BMW X5, which leans more toward a sporty and aggressive profile, the GLE feels calmer, more composed. It's not trying to look fast, it's trying to look right. And honestly, that makes a big difference in long-term appeal. The subtle sculpting along the doors adds character, without making the design feel busy. And that's something Mercedes has done really well here. They've avoided this SUV. Let me ask you, would you choose a design that stands out today, but might feel outdated in a few years, or something that stays relevant no matter how trends change? Because the GLE definitely lines toward timelessness. Now shifting to the right side, you'll notice consistency, and that's something not every manufacturer gets right. The design flows perfectly from front to rear. The window line, the wheel arches, the trim details, they all work together in a cohesive way. Even the smaller elements like the mirrors and door handles feel premium and well thought out. Nothing feels out of place, and nothing feels excessive. And when you compare this to rivals like the Q7 or even the XC90, you'll notice that the GLE sits in a sweet spot. It's not overly minimalist, not overly aggressive, it's balanced. Quick question: if you had to choose, would you go for the clean Scandinavian style of, the sporty German feel of BMW, or this balanced Mercedes approach? Now let's step inside, because this is where the 2026 Mercedes GLE E-Class really starts to justify its price. The interior is all about comfort. From the moment you sit down, you notice the quality, soft touch materials, premium finishes, and attention to detail everywhere. It doesn't just look luxurious, it feels it. The dual-screen setup gives you that modern, high-tech vibe without overwhelming the cabin. You've got your digital instrument cluster and infotainment system working seamlessly together, powered by the MBUX system. And here's what makes it stand out: it's actually easy to use. You can control it through touch, voice commands, or the steering wheel, which makes everyday driving much more convenient. But let's talk about something that really matters: long-term comfort. The seats in the GLE are designed for relaxation. They're supportive, soft, and perfect for long drives. Unlike some competitors that focus on sporty, stiff seating, the GLE prioritizes comfort, and for most people, that's exactly what you want in a luxury SUV. Even the second row is incredibly comfortable, making it ideal for family trips or long journeys. Now think about this: how often do you actually drive aggressively in an SUV like this, compared to just cruising comfortably? Because that's where the GLE really shines. In terms of features, you get everything you'd expect in this segment: advanced infotainment, premium sound systems, ambient lighting, and a full suite of driver assistance technologies. Mercedes has done a great job of making sure the technology supports the driver instead of distracting them, and that's something not every SUV gets right. Now let's move to performance, the engine side of things. The 2026 Mercedes GLE E-Class offers turbocharged engine options, often paired with mild hybrid systems. The focus here isn't on aggressive performance, it's on smooth, refined power delivery. Acceleration is responsive, but it's never overwhelming. It doesn't throw you back into your seat, it just moves forward effortlessly. And the real highlight: the ride quality. This SUV glides over the road. The suspension absorbs bumps and imperfections so well that you almost forget how rough the road actually is. It feels calm, composed, and incredibly stable. Now here's an honest question. When you're spending this much money on an SUV, do you really want something that's thrilling for a few minutes, or something that feels comfortable every single day? Because the GLE clearly prioritizes everyday usability. If you compare it to the BMW X5, the difference becomes clear. The X5 is sharper, more engaging, and more fun to drive on twisty roads, but the GLE is smoother, quieter, and more relaxing. So it really comes down to your lifestyle. Are you someone who enjoys driving as an experience, or someone who just wants every journey to feel easy and stress-free? Now let's talk about the price. The 2026 Mercedes GLE E-Class sits firmly in the luxury SUV category, so yes, it comes with a premium price tag. But when you look at what it offers, comfort, technology, refinement, and brand value, it starts to feel justified. Compared to rivals like the BMW X5, Q7, and even the RX, the GLE is competitively priced, and depending on the trim and options, you can customize it to suit your needs. But here's something to think about. Is it worth paying more for comfort and refinement that you experience every day? Because that's exactly what this SUV is selling. And now the final verdict. The 2026 Mercedes GLE E-Class doesn't try to be the most exciting SUV in the world. It doesn't aim to dominate every category. Instead, it focuses on delivering a consistent, high-quality experience that makes everyday driving better. It's comfortable, it's refined, it's easy to live with, and honestly, that might be more important than being the fastest or the flashiest. Is it perfect? No. Is it thrilling? Not really. But is it one of the most satisfying luxury SUVs you can own daily? Absolutely. So now I want to hear from you. Would you choose the GLE E-Class for its comfort and balance, or would you go for something like the BMW X5? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's have a real discussion about it. And if you enjoyed this review, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and follow Drives for more honest and detailed car reviews just like this. I'll see you in the next one.